Hey house guests, welcome to today's Celebrity Big Brother 2 updates and spoilers. Our house guests of the day, we've got Noelle Michaels, Paul Iams, Paul K, Peggy Reed, and Randy Westgard. Thank you guys all so much for the support. We really, really appreciate it, and we think you're awesome, and we couldn't do this without you. So, thanks. Okay, so as you can see, this video is very short because there's like nothing happening in this house. I mean, this happens pretty much every season where things really wind down when you get to the finals, and I think it's especially apparent in a celebrity season because most of them don't know how to play the game, so they're really relying on that last competition and everything to see what happens. But I feel like in a normal season, everybody would be going through the different options over and over and over again, and you just don't see that here. So anyway, we do have a few quick things to talk about. I feel like this is sticking out so much. But anyway, I'm cozy. So yesterday, Candy and Tamar were discussing a few endgame things. Well, one endgame thing. It was just a very brief conversation, and Tamar was like, does Dina know about our final two? I doubt it. I don't think Dina knows what's going on in this game most of the time. Every once in a while she'll say something that's right and like surprise us. And then she looks like this like secret Big Brother genius, but I don't think she realizes that Candy and Tamar actually have a final two. So Candy's like, well, Dina doesn't even think that she's gonna make it that far, so it's whatever. And then Candy's saying that she would like the two of them and Dina to make it through this eviction, meaning Lolo goes. Now, we saw Tamar talking about this with Ricky before and saying that they would like to take out Lolo in this eviction, but I don't know that Tamar has actually discussed this with Candy. But obviously Candy and Dina are close, so naturally she would want her to make it through. But Tamar was like, I don't know. I think Dina's going to be going this time. Is she okay with that? Blah, blah, blah. It was kind of hard to hear the rest of this conversation because they were whispering, and then somebody walked in or walked by, so they stopped talking about it. But Tamar was playing it off like Dina's going to be the one going. So I guess she doesn't want that cat to get out of the bag before the veto happens, right? Because they don't need Lolo extra fired up for this competition just in case they do try to take her out. So then, yeah, it was pretty boring. There was a lot of napping, things like that. But then Big Brother broke up the monotony, called the house guests to the living room, because guess what? They got some video messages from home. Ow. And as they were, like, filtering into the living room, Tamar was moving so slowly. She was sore from the HOH competition, which I guess we'll see at least the beginning of on tonight's episode. But she was like the robot from Kimmy Schmidt. That's just like, it was so sad. She was so sore. I don't think anybody else was sore like that. So I don't know if she was playing the same game or what. But it looks like she's feeling better in real time. So that's good. So anyway, they're sitting there like, all right, what are we here for? What's going on? And then the videos start playing without like any introduction or anything. So the house guests scream when they start. Candy's husband and kids were up first, and Lola was like, oh, your husband's fine. She just wants a husband, okay? Ricky's wife was sent in a message. She cut her hair. She said that he's going to be coming home to a changed wife. And Lolo's training partner sent a message. Poor Lolo. She knew that her family wasn't going to send anything, though, because apparently her mom gets, like, really nervous, and I don't know, but I feel bad for her. Dina's daughter, not Lindsay, it was Allie, and she was all like, Mom, I miss you, my angel. Like, she had prayer hands the whole time. Apparently she's very spiritual. And Tamar's son, he's so cute. He was just sitting there in his little chair with his hat on. He was so cute. So they did play all the messages a second time, and there were lots of tears, of course, but Tamar was really, really crying. And she was actually emotional for like the rest of the night because of this message. I think she was feeling like a little bit guilty, but it's okay. You're going home soon. It's okay. So then, just like one other thing really to talk about. Things got a little bit heated last night. The four ladies were hanging out at like 1:30 a.m.-ish, and they were just like sitting around the dining room table, looking at the memory wall, reminiscing. But then they started talking about potential jury votes. This is where it got a little bit like, wow. So Candy was saying that Lolo and Tamar would have like 3 votes locked in if either of them made it to the final 2, because they've got their room alliance. So Lolo was not happy about that being brought up. So she was like, no, like that's not necessarily what would happen. If we were both there together, the votes would split, and our room has been torn apart multiple times. So like, who knows if that's even still a thing, blah, blah, blah. Come on. You know you'd be getting those votes. So then Lolo was saying that Dina and Candy would get votes because they don't have any blood on their hands. They haven't won HOH. And Candy's like, okay, well, I was on the block so many times because people didn't care if I went or not. And she was saying this like in a lighthearted way. She was laughing about it. And I just have to bring up, Candy's laugh is amazing. It's so infectious. Every time Candy laughs, I laugh. And I know you guys hate when I laugh. And then Lolo was like, well, she starts getting pretty loud at this point. She's like, well, I only put you up because I knew that you would be safe against Tom and you were never going to go home and blah, blah. So she's starting to get a little bit heated here. And then Lolo starts counting Candy and Dina's votes, and she's like, you guys would have Tom, Kato, Joey, Mooch, but does Mooch even vote? Because technically he's not like a real house guest. So I don't see how he could be a jury vote. I don't think they realize that yet, but I don't think that would be fair. So then they're just chatting again for a few more minutes, but then Lolo starts yelling about how she's not going to get any votes because she fought with everyone. That's on you. And she was like, I yelled at this one, and I popped off at this one, and I flipped off Ryan and Jonathan's pictures. You can't make this shit up. Like, you cannot make this shit up. So then she was like, I can't believe that you're trying to say that I'm going to get votes when I fought with all these people. And Candy's like, are you really getting mad right now, Lolo? You started this conversation. So again, Candy's laughing. We're all laughing. I think they're okay now. It was just like it wasn't like a super big deal. It was just like emotions were high. Emotions were running high. So then today, pretty much just hanging out so far. They gonna play this veto comp or what? I'm assuming it's gonna happen today, but you know what happens when you assume. So just check back later if you guys are curious if they had the comp or not. I will post the winner if it's done at a reasonable hour. Well, I'm still awake. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. They're kind of just hanging out. There's not a ton of game talk going on. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who are you rooting for in this veto? And until next time, much love.